Hi, I'm Introved, and today I'm going to review three books for you. Let me get started straight up. First is this book, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. And the only regret about this book that I have is why didn't I pick it up sooner? Because I bought it quite a few months back, and I thought that I'll get back to it because I thought it's about a brief history of mankind. Like, how interesting can that be, or how entertaining? But when I started reading it, I regretted that, why I didn't pick it up earlier. And whenever I had to keep it aside and get on with my life and other chores, I mean, I would always be excited to get back to it. Now, what's this all about? I'm not going to give you summary. There are so many other channels. I've already written a blog about it. I don't have adequate words to appreciate this book. How much I've enjoyed it, I myself am surprised, and I'm already looking forward to what else the author has written. I'll soon try and get my hands on it. Now, as the title suggests, it's definitely history of mankind. It's such a well-researched book, and after reading it, I realized that our history books. I mean, I don't blame them, the authors, that is, but what they present, as history in the history books is just really the tip of the iceberg. So, for example, for starters, Homo sapiens were not the only species on planet Earth. Neanderthals, we know about, rather, we joke about them a lot. We consider them to be fools, but they were really the strongest and the toughest of the lot. But at the end, for some reason, Homo sapiens survived them all. So across the continents, across the world, there were so many other species that were there, but then they didn't make it like Homo sapiens did. Then it gradually moves on and talks about how human beings evolved. What impressions I still carry about that book, only those I'll share. For example, um, sometimes I used to think, that early man, especially after watching the movie Avatar, I felt that, early man really knew how to coexist with nature. But I mean, that myth was also busted because, when man started agriculture and farming and all that, not only did he clear the forest, but he ate up, so many species of animals that were all around him that now they are extinct. So I can imagine the kind of damage human beings have been causing right from the start on this planet Earth. Then another interesting thing that stands out in my memory is about collective myths, and that's so interesting. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about, marriage also as an institution, which is something that we believe in, but what is it basically? Why does it exist? Same is the case with patriotism. I mean, these are collective myths in which it's very important that everybody believes in them, because if we don't, then the entire structure will fall down. The whole civilization, political system, social system, it will all collapse. There will be absolute chaos and mayhem everywhere. And that is that was something to think about, and I really like the idea. Then another thing which made me really laugh was, when the time man started cultivating fields, actually, is the point that we hail as, the point where the whole civilization actually started. Man started settling down in one place for longer periods of time and whatnot. But then you will very rightly laughs at it, and he says that, man just made his life much more miserable as compared to before, because now he was a slave to his fields and his animals. So he had to tend to the animals, he had to get up early in the morning to water the fields, harvest them, protect them from pests and animals and what have you. So that's also an interesting point of view to think about, like whether we made our lives more complicated, or actually civilization began from that point onwards. So similarly, there are so many other facts that are scattered around the book that makes it such an enriching read. And also because it's so well researched and it's so satisfying to read it that it's hard to explain. And there is not a moment that I spent reading the book where I felt bored. So I highly recommend this book to all of you. Okay. So the second book that I would like to talk about is it's quite a heavy tome actually. At Home by Bill Bryson. I mean, look at it. You might feel that, I how did I pick up this kind of a tome in the first place? But and even I'm pleasantly surprised because after reading William Dalrymple's City of Gin, I did not think that somebody would write about history in such a manner where I'll be so engrossed listening to what they had to say. But it is amazing and it is entertaining. It will be very surprising for people to know that despite it being a history book, I mean, it can be entertaining, but it is so. So the author basically got the idea of writing about history of certain aspects when he purchased a rectory that was built in sometimes in mid 19th century, and that is when he started exploring the place, and one by one he talked about everything: the countryside first, the surroundings, the garden, the hall, the bedroom, and then he gives a history of each room. And can you imagine about such mundane things apparently, but the interesting anecdotes and things he talks about? And sometimes, the things are so absurd that they make you laugh. For example, there was this picture of these wigs that people used to carry in London in 19th century, which made me laugh. And I don't know what kind of fashion was that where people would make themselves so uncomfortable. Another interesting example I would give from the book is wherein there are so many buildings that are known as the Mino Hall, this hall, and that hall. And I always wondered, having read about them in the classic books, also, like what were the halls all about? And why were they called halls all the time? That made me wonder. I mean, surprise, surprise, that initially, the house had a structure wherein they used to construct just one big hall, and everybody shared that hall only in certain corners. But then there was no concept of privacy. I mean, the servants used to be there, the whole family would be there, and eventually they started constructing another floor wherein the man would live and he would call it his study. So he made that into a den of sorts. So at least he had some respite from the family, otherwise, there was no concept of privacy. Again, London, how untidy and filthy it was, how bathing every day was not considered a great thing. Can you beat that? And people would stink, and that was the norm of the day. I mean, such interesting bits and pieces, even stuff about Eiffel Tower. It is so interesting on how it came about. All of these snippets is what makes this tomb not only a big one and a heavy one to go through, but a pleasure to plod through. So, yes, I'm already looking forward to what else Bill Bryson has written out there. I have downloaded a book of his. Let's see what I find in there, and then I'll share it. Since today we are talking about history, I thought let me talk about the history of one person also. This is the autobiography of Barack Obama, Dreams from My Father. So, I always found Obama's personality a little interesting and different and intriguing and mysterious. Although racism was abolished long time back on paper, but then still practiced widely in so many countries. And when Barack talks about his struggle for identity, how he had to try and fit in certain places because of the color of his skin, I mean, that was quite understandable because he was born to a black African father who was very, very well educated man, and rather the first in his community to do so. And he went around the world, got a lot of education, but somewhere down the line he got off the track and he lost the purpose in his life and he got haywire. Although he was very generous and kind hearted to the people of his community, they and then Obama spends primary part of his life with his grandparents from the maternal side, and later on, when he grows up, then he goes back to Kenya and he tries to connect with his father's side of the family. And his father had more than one wife. So on the surface, he turns out to be very well educated. He has a great corporate job in the beginning, but then he leaves it and he actually has worked at the grassroots level for the benefit of the black people in general. So he was part of that community. and he tried to, uplift and talk about their causes out there in public, try to garner support for them, and help of various sorts. So he has really got his hands dirty, as they say, in politics, way before he was chosen as the president of United States of America. So, but then, you know what? This book is a little heavy to read. I mean, mm, how do I explain this? Sometimes you're so busy and wrapped up with so many chores in your life that, I use books as a way to escape from the daily life sometimes. And the book felt heavy at times. I didn't feel like reading a lot about, what was going on in his mind so much. So that posed a bit of a problem for me at times. Otherwise, it is a remarkable story, all in all, very inspiring. How he came up, how he worked for the black people in conjunction with so many others. And he actually talks about people living in ghettos and how they're trying to escape that life, but then that kind of life and the racism always catches up with them. So he talks a lot about that. So it's a real eye opener, because then we realize that racism, although it doesn't exist as such in the world, but then it's always there somewhere lurking in the shadows, and it's always in operation, and only the people who suffer from it can vouch for it. He's also been very open about sharing the pains that he went through in his life. I mean, his thought process, how he felt at various points. So I appreciate the honesty that was there throughout the book. So if you are up for something serious, you can definitely go for the book. But otherwise, if you are in a cheery mood or looking for something cheerful, then this is not for you. I hope you enjoyed the review of these three books. I thought they went well together, so I thought I'll review them together. Um, Later for more. See you soon. Take care.